Hello and welcome to the channel. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Alex. Here we like to talk about all things regarding investing. I try to simplify a lot of terms, make things easy to understand, easy to digest, and help you build your portfolio in a fun and safe manner. That sounds like something you're interested in. Let's get started. Okay, if you're new to investing, perhaps the first question you might be thinking, what is stock trading? And if you're like me, quite a while ago, my first image of stock trading was that old Eddie Murphy movie, Trading Places, where you had those guys in the pimped out pinstripe suits with the choked out ties and the greased back hair and buy, sell, just going mad crazy. That's what my image was of what a trader was back in the day. And 2021, it's anything but that. It's completely different than what I originally thought. So when you think about the question, what is stock trading? In a nutshell, buying and selling stocks. Okay, sorry. So it's basically buying and selling stocks to capitalize on the fluctuations in the market. So you're trying to find those dips and those rising points in that sweet spot where you want to buy, make the most money, and perhaps get out the market quickly. I'll talk about that in a moment here, but for me, I'm a long-term investor. Whenever I purchase a share in a company, I'm buying it with the idea of keeping it for a long term, or not to keep it for a couple hours or a couple weeks. I'm thinking maybe a couple years. You have a couple different type of investors. You have the active trader who's out there looking for the blue chip funds or the ETFs. If you're not familiar with blue chips, it's basically like those companies that have been around since forever. Your GEs, your Ford Motor Companies, your IBMs, those companies with mad cash. Those are your blue chip funds. Then you have the ETFs, which I have about 20% in my portfolio. And basically, those are the companies that pay you dividends to be part of their company. Say a company might give you a dividend of $3 per share that you own in their company. So if you had a company where one share was, say, company Pineapple, that's a bad name for a company, but say Pineapple was $10 per share, and they pay you $3 dividends annually or bi-yearly or quarterly. Each company is a little different, but for simplicity, let's say $3 annually per share. If you own 10 shares in the company, say $100, you get $30 of dividend payments annually, or again, biannually, quarterly, depends on the company. But that is passive income that you're getting for just being part of the company, right? You can't do wrong when you sleep and make money. It is really important to remember whenever you're building your portfolio, you want to have diversification. And what I mean by that is you want to have a little bit of the blue chip companies that those solid, stand by you in the night, always be, reliable. For the most part, there's actually nothing 100% reliable in the market, but for the most part, they've been around a long time. They have a good track record. You want to have a bit of that in your portfolio, maybe 15-20%. Then you want to have that ETFs, which is electronic traded funds, because you want that passive income. And then I hate to say the hot potato method, but I do have a bit of those where I'm kind of fluctuating, maybe buying this for 2 or 3 months, then selling it here and there. But you want to have a really good diversification in your portfolio. I'll give you an example. When I took my first econ class back in college and we were practicing trading stocks, and I actually went out and really purchased some, and I had like mad love for pizza. Well, I still do. I love pizza, but I invested like in Papa John's and Little Caesars and Domino's and Pizza Hut, and I put all my cash into this one sector of the market. Now, the problem with that is what happens if the cows stop making milk and you can't make cheese? Then you're screwed, yeah, because no cheese, no pizza, and you just lost all your cash. But my professor has said to me, Alex, when you invest, invest in something you know, invest in something you like, and invest in something that you can get behind. So I thought I was doing a good thing. I love pizza. I know the product. I was a college student. I was smashing down a pizza like every night. And I thought that was the best way to go. But without diversification, again, like if you have a problem with cheese in the market and that pizza stock is gonna drop in the toilet, you want to have a little bit of maybe biotechnology, maybe a little clean energy. You want to have some technology over here. You want to have some type of maybe retail stock over here. You got to have a little bit of everything. Not everything, but you want to have a good diversification. So if one sector of the market drops, you can survive because the other ones will kind of balance it out. All right. So diversification is super important. The next thing you want to think about is how do you actually get your money into the market? I know when I first started off years ago, you had to go to companies like EF Tutton, Hutton, Nutton, whatever the company's name were back in the day. But nowadays you can hop on your mobile phone and you can pop up Webull or Robinhood, whatever the application is available. Small disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor, nor do I have shares credentials. I'm your happy Hawaiian here trying to make trading fun. That being said, before you sign up for one of those applications, do your due diligence and make sure it is the right application for you. So first, you want to pick the platform you're actually going to put your money in and trade. Hop onto Google. You can find those apps, again, Robinhood or Webull. You can find a lot of different availabilities depending on where you are to actually trade in the market. Also, what's a good point about those mobile devices is they have something in the device called a robo-advisor. And if you're new to the market, the reason I like robo-advisors for a lot of people new to the market is it's actually a computer that uses algorithms to choose the best stocks for you. So it takes all the guesswork out of the game. You can kick back and let the computer choose the best stock for you. You don't have to do anything. And what this does for a lot of new individuals, you kind of see how the computer is picking, what the process that the computer picks. And after say a year, you just you mirror what the robo-advisor was doing, and you do the same thing on your own. Be aware, if you do use a robo-advisor, I think they charge like 0.25% or 0.5%. It's not even 1% of your whole portfolio. So it's a very minimal amount of money they're charging to use those robo-advisors. And they're giving you great information. It's a computer picking it. So I don't know, take it with a grain of salt. It might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. But if you're new to the market, check out robo-advisors. They're in most of those Robinhood or Webull or different platforms out there that's available. So now that you have your vehicle of how you're actually going to move your money in the market, now you have to have a game plan of how much you're going to invest. Everyone is different. Okay, for me, I like to take 20% of my salary and I like to put it aside. But I always take 5% rainy day fund just in case I have an emergency down the way. Then I'll take maybe 2 to 3%, and I put it for my mad, crazy, buy quick kind of the hot stock coming up that I really want to get into. And you want to have that extra, $5,000 or $10,000 on the side, or maybe an extra $200 or $300 on the side, whatever it might be your case. But I always take about 2 or 3% and put it on the side. So when there's a stock that I really want to get, that's a great buy, I have that extra cash on the side ready to go. And then I invest maybe 10 to 12% in those ETFs and those blue chip stocks and various other type of mutual funds or whatever you might like. But you always want to have the money on the side. Another tip, never invest all of your money in the market, because you might have an emergency like what we just had, or what we're still having now, the Rona. I try not to say what the real thing is, but you know what I'm talking about. And if you have all your money tied in the market, like back in March of 2020, you lost, 50, 60, 70% of your money. and you don't want to be without cash. So have a emergency like rainy day fund set up, and you got the little buffer 2 or 3% too that you can live off. So you have at least 5 to 8% of emergency money that you can get to pretty quickly. Don't put all your money into the market because you don't know what's going to happen. I know putting your money into a bank, you're only getting like 1% or 2%, but think how much safer you feel knowing you have a little bit money off to the side in case there is emergency. So to kind of recap today, basically trading in the market is just looking for the fluctuations in the market, trying to find that key point where to buy. Next, you want to go and find out which platform you want to trade on, like a mobile app, a Webull or Robinhood. Again, do your own research before investing. And the third point is choose an amount that you're comfortable with saving monthly. Rainy day fund, quick 2 or 3% of that to buy a stock really quickly, and then you want to invest the rest in the market. Please take your time and decide how much you can afford to invest monthly. I guarantee you the little bit of effort you put in now will give you massive gains in the future. Okay? If you like this video, like always, like, subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me, Alex, you're a goofball, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. I want to hear from you. Okay? Until our next video, take care. Bye-bye.